Hello everyone, welcome to the Nightly News. I am your host, Carly Hart. We are beginning tonight with some sad news. If you were attending the game Saturday at the Well and saw some commotion in the stands, Nightly News looked into it and discovered the elderly mother of a women's basketball mentor and season ticket holder went into cardiac arrest, but sadly was not able to be revived. We are sending our thoughts and prayers to the friends and family. A night out had a bit of unexpected twist when a crowd of Furman students stepped up as heroes to save a stranger. Here is Hannah Cook with that story.
Thanks, Carly. Connolly's Irish Pub is a Furman favorite. Students love to go there after a busy week and hang out. Furman senior Chloe Laporte was hanging out at Connolly's Irish Pub when she noticed a situation with a girl that just didn't feel right.
She was just sitting there, basically unresponsive. That's when we saw, two guys come up to her and say, I'll take care of her and I'll bring her home. But that just did not sit right with many of us.
Chloe Laporte and other Furman students then jumped into action as the two men tried to take the girl outside and bring her home. The two men grew violent and angry, but the Furman students held their ground to protect the girl. In these videos, you can see how tense the situation was getting. We are unsure about what happened to the girl as the bouncer stepped in and asked the students to leave. However, what I am sure of is this story is a prime example of the heart and the character of the students that go to this school.
I think this just goes to show how Furman students are in general. And the way we were all able to come together and stand up for this just goes to show our community and how strong we are. We'll do anything to stand up for something that does not look right.
And it's also a reminder of how prevalent danger can be and to always keep an eye out to your friends. I'm Hannah Cook with the Nightly News. Back to you, Carly.
Thanks for the story, Hannah. It's always awesome to see the members of our community stepping in to do the right thing, even if we don't know the outcome. Angela Davis said it best. We have to talk about liberating minds as well as liberating society. Black history represents our nation celebrating African Americans who not only sacrificed and contributed to shaping our nation, but also the Furman community. Therefore, Caroline Brickle will report on what the university has planned for this month.
Furman University has a jam-packed schedule of events for Black History Month. The following is a list of events that you might want to put on your calendar.
The Center for Inclusive Communities is having their monthly drop-in focusing on the topic of uplifting and celebrating Black women on Friday, February 11th from 12 to 2 p.m. in the Trone Center Suite to learn more about inspiring Black women in society. On Thursday, February 17th, Grammy-nominated Black Violin is a music duo comprised of violist Will B and violinist Kev Marcus that combines classical training and hip-hop influences to create a distinct multi-genre sound often described as a classical boom. These two are making great strides within the music industry, also making economical change by filling the gaps of children's music education. On Tuesday, February 23rd, in the Watkins Room, the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority and the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity are hosting Don't Break the Stroll Line and commemorating the strides our university has made since African American students were not allowed to join similar social organizations on campus. Looking for a game night? Join the CIC for a Spades Night on Wednesday, February 23rd from 5:30 to 8 p.m. in the Trone Student Atrium. This year has been a monumental year as Furman University has reinstated the Black Greek organizations on campus. This last event of the month is the one you've been waiting for. On Friday, February 25th from 4 to 8 p.m. in the Joseph Vaughn Plaza, there will be the Yard Show celebration. Our two Black Greek letter organizations will perform alongside of organizations from surrounding institutions. This will be very exciting and a monumental moment.
I hope to see you all here on Friday. This is Caroline Brickle reporting for the Nightly News.
Thanks, Caroline. Speaking of upcoming events on campus, we have 3 CLPs related to Black History Month. This Wednesday, February 17th, from 5 to 6 in Furman Hall, 214, there will be a CLP for Untangling Campus's History of Slavery. Then at 6:30, you'll be able to attend one of the 2 CLPs, Creating Home in John's 101 or Moment of Truth in Burgess Theater. This is a documentary that investigates the death and corruption surrounding the murder of Michael Jordan's father. After the film, we will discuss with the filmmakers. Don't miss the opportunity to catch up on your CLPs this upcoming Wednesday. With the snow finally melted away, Furman is still dealing with the repercussions of the storm all over campus. The snowstorm on January 16th damaged Furman's campus by knocking over tons of famous trees to keep the campus looking nice and clean. Furman has brought a lot of help trying to repair the damages. David Manning, Furman's grounds superintendent, explained the costs of the cleanup and what they are doing around campus.
Put all our attention into the snow removal and, getting it so you guys could get around campus. We haven't got all the cost in yet because it's an emergency thing, but this is all going under an insurance deal. So estimate just tree damage and repair, cleanup, we're probably looking $35,000.
David Manning, and to all the others who have been working so hard to repair Furman's beautiful campus. We are in the middle of winter and seasonal depression. It is reported to affect 3% of the U.S. population, but amongst college students, the rate increases to 5 to 13%. Sydney Stevens looked into the prevalence of seasonal depression on Furman's campus.
Thanks, Carly. Mental Health America defines seasonal depression, also known as seasonal affective disorder, as a subtype of depression or bipolar disorder that occurs and ends around the same time every year. Seasonal depression typically occurs when the seasons change, and most symptoms begin in the fall and continue into the winter months. I spoke with Miller Thomason to hear about their experience in mental health during the winter at Furman.
I think it's worse at college. Part of it is being away from home. When you're at home, you've got your whole family there, so you're at a super familiar environment, and after being at Furman for 3 years, it's definitely my home, but it's a little bit harder because you have way more responsibility on yourself, a lot more stress, so the kind of effects of it kind of drain you more, or you might have less just of a home to reach out to.
Unfortunately, we were not able to talk to the Furman Counseling Center as they are closed this week due to plumbing issues. However, we polled Furman students about their experience with seasonal depression. Out of 72 responses, 81% said they had experienced seasonal depression at some point during their Furman career. The Furman Counseling Center offers a variety of resources for anyone experiencing seasonal depression or any other mental health problems. For more information, visit the Furman website, and for on-demand mental health and crisis support, call 864-294-3031. Reporting for the Nightly News, I'm Sydney Stevens.
Thanks, Sydney. The Furman student population continuously strives to create a vibrant campus community, but SGA took it a tad further. This past Wednesday, Furman held its first Community Day. The day sought to focus on important campus unity and maintaining mental health among the stress of daily life. Students could participate and reflect activities to highlight personal growth or take moments to stress. Furman Student Body President Asha Marie offered more insight into this day.
Thinking about mental health, thinking about connecting to community, but we're going to do pop-ups around campus. So we're going to do things like letter writing to friend tours and mentors, and then we're going to do things like dialogue cards. So you can create a dialogue card, you can take one with you. So hopefully you'll be talking to your friends, slowing down, challenging yourself to get off of your phone to really focus in. And then also we're going to be talking about mental health and stuff. So
SGA plans to make Community Day a monthly event, so be on the lookout. There's a new club on Furman's campus that allows students to get involved with helping nonprofits and focus on promoting sustainability. Here's Kayla Patterson with that story.
The Food Justice Committee's mission is to raise awareness about food systems and sustainability. They are involved both on and off campus. They focus on activism projects and work with volunteer organizations and nonprofits. President Maggie Adgley heads up the organization.
So I'm currently president of the Food Justice Committee, and as president, I do a lot of volunteer outreach with different organizations. I send out emails and schedule meetings for the committee. And under me is the education coordinator who deals with doing CLPs and sending out articles, and our communications officer who does a lot of just outreach and information.
Maggie hopes that outreach will improve our campus.
So I'd love for Food Justice Committee to really just engage people in a different aspect of sustainability, and to get them more involved with the Greenville community, with all of our partners, with our nonprofit organizations.
But they do a lot of off-campus work too.
So my favorite thing that Food Justice Committee does is going out to volunteer at Rambling Roses Farms. It's a woman-operated and owned farm in Dacusville, South Carolina, just outside of TR. And they have a bunch of rescue animals and are now expanding their gardens to do more food distribution to low-income communities.
If you join this club, you won't have to pick up one of these shovels. Anyone is welcome to join. It's not only limited to sustainability majors. I'm Kayla Patterson, reporting for Nightly News. Back to you, Carly.
Thanks, Kayla, for informing us about this new club. Giving back to the community can take many forms, and the women of Tri Delta sorority found a unique and altogether important way to do so. This past Monday, Tri Delta partnered with the Blood Connection to host the blood drive. Student donations went back into the Greenville community, where there is a great need for blood, as Tri Delta Director of Philanthropy, Allie Collins, explains.
So we try to have a blood drive about once a semester. We weren't sure if it was going to work out this semester, but the Blood Connection reached out to us and just emphasized how great of a need there is nationally, but especially locally in Greenville. And so we wanted to help with that because Greenville's really struggling to keep blood in the community right now.
Nightly News' own Dalton Arnett and Nisi Harris take the street to ask students some interesting questions.
This is Dalton on the Street, and here's my colleague Nisi Harris. She's going to tell us what today's topic's about. Nisi?
So today we're talking about fake IDs. Why we have them? Are there a lot of them on campus? Guess we'll find out. Have you ever had a fake ID?
Yes, I have.
Why exactly did you have that fake ID?
I got a fake ID to be 18, to get my ear pierced without my parents' permission, and to go to the barn with my sister who went to Furman before me.
And are you 21 now?
Yes, I am 22. I still used it when I lost my ID on my 21st birthday, but now it's in FUPO's possession.
Perfect, thank you. Have you ever had a fake ID?
Who's asking?
Do you think that you have it because there's limited things to do on campus?
I don't know, more it was like in anticipation for coming to college. I was like, ooh, maybe I'm gonna need like to get into parties and stuff, but I haven't even like
Ever had a fake ID?
No.
Actually?
Yes, I'm too young.
To have a fake ID?
Yeah, I look like I'm 15, so.
Good for you. You haven't done anything illegal. Have you ever had a fake ID?
Yes.
How old are you now?
19.
19. She had to think about it. Do you think that you've needed this fake ID because there isn't things to do on campus?
No.
Why'd you get it?
To drink.
I love the honesty. All right. Yeah, good luck on your midterm. Have you ever had a fake ID?
No, I have not.
No?
Nope.
Okay. How old are you?
18?
Okay. It's not too late. Have you guys ever had or do you have a fake ID? Yeah. Okay. Do you think that you got your fake ID because there isn't things to do on campus and you want to go out more, or why?
Yes. Yeah.
There's not much fun to do on campus, is there?
No, there's not. Yeah.
Hear that, Furman? Do you have or have you ever had a fake ID?
No.
No? Honestly?
Yes.
Why?
I'm too scared.
Do you have a fake ID?
No.
Why?
I just don't necessarily need one right now.
Okay. Fair enough. Have you ever had or do you have a fake ID?
No.
No? Why not?
Because I didn't want to get caught with one.
Fair enough. So the data shows that most of the girls that we have asked do have fake IDs, whether it's for going out or buying alcohol in general. But guys, either they don't want to fess up to the fact that they have one, don't want it because they're afraid to get caught. So I'm thinking there's a lot of lying men. This has been Nisi on the Street.
That's some very great reporting, Nisi. Seems like there might be some fibs being told out there. Back to you in the studio.
Good to know. Thanks, Nisi. Well, there's nothing fake about how our Paladins are doing on the court. Here's Kaylee Coleman with sports.
Thanks, Carly. Your Furman Paladins have been competing at the highest level this past week, and some are even breaking records. Alex Hunter just made Furman men's basketball history last Saturday against UNCG, breaking the all-time three-point record. Kira Cox has that story.
Fifth-year student Alex Hunter is in his final playing season at Furman, and he is helping the men's basketball team to their continued success. This week, Hunter broke a record previously held by Jordan Lyons for all-time three-pointers. I spoke with Alex about this accomplishment.
I recently broke the school's three-point record, formerly held by my old teammate Jordan Lyons, and it was a big accomplishment. Something that I worked hard for, but still a lot of other things I want to do. So it's a lot. It just shows that hard work pays off. I never could have envisioned myself breaking that record, but Jordan was a great shooter, and I was lucky to be able to assist a lot of those threes and watch him shoot the lights out.
I was able to speak with head coach Bob Ritchie on the development of Hunter and what he took from Lyons.
I think the neat part of it is he's breaking one of his teammates' records, and he's surpassing Jordan Lyons, who just broke this record 2 years ago, and then Alex has taken that from him. So I think it shows, in a 2-3 year span, we've had the top 2 3-point shooters in program history. It was neat because a lot of Jordan's threes were assisted by Alex Hunter, and so that's also the cool part of the program. Is Alex has been a guy that's been able to get a bunch of guys shots, but at the same time, he's clearly been able to knock down a few as well.
Alex stays humble and feels like his record won't stay for long with the trajectory of the team in the future.
I know with the players we recruit, it's going to be broken again at some point. So, it's just good to leave my imprint on history.
We are excited to see what Alex and the basketball team have in store for the rest of the season. Back to you, Kaylee.
Speaking of that historical game against UNCG, let's take a look at some highlights. Early in the game, Mike Bothwell with a fake to a 3. Slauson gets an offensive rebound to a quick layup. And Marcus Foster with a nice block on defense. Garrison driving to find his way to the net. And Joe Anderson slices up the defense for an easy 2 points. Crucial point in the game, Mike Bothwell goes for a layup and draws the foul to bring the Paladins within 4. Of course, hyping up the crowd. And finally, Alex Hunter's record-breaking 3-pointer. That brings him to 268 and counting. Although the Paladins battled back from their early deficit, they came up short with a final score of 58-56. The women's basketball team dominated UNCG not once, but twice on the court last week. Here are some top plays from Monday's game. Walters with a rebound throws it outside of James for a 3. Sydney James comes racing in and takes the ball for an easy steal. Hodges with an assist to Van Rye for 2, and next is Hodges' turn. Now she drives for a layup. In the last play of the game, the Paladins find themselves in a double, gets it out to Perez, who finishes the game with an easy layup. With a final score of 64-52, this game added to the Lady Paladins' 5-game winning streak. It was an exciting weekend at the Well. Our women's basketball team took the win over UNCG with the final score of 54-44. Men's basketball fell short by 2 points, losing 58-56 comeback. Cameron Ponder posted his personal record in the men's elite 3,000 meter to lead the indoor track and field team this past Saturday at the Camel City Elite Races in Winston-Salem. Megan Marvin also took 6th in the women's 800 meter, and Bethany Graham took 12th in the women's 3,000 meter. Women's tennis fell to Duke 6-1, but later redeemed themselves against Charleston Southern, winning 6-1. Spring sports are almost fully underway, and there's a lot happening this weekend. Here are the upcoming home games. This Friday, February 11th, women's softball has their season-opening doubleheader at Pepsi Stadium versus North Dakota at 4:30 and Maryland Eastern Shore at 7. On Saturday, women's tennis faces Marshall at 9 a.m. with men's tennis following against Belmont at 1 p.m. The men's basketball last home game versus Chattanooga is at 2, and then women's softball versus Tarleton State is at 7. On Sunday, February 13th, men's tennis goes up against Georgia State at noon, and softball is against Bellarmine at 2. It's going to be a jam-packed weekend with all of those events. I hope to see everyone there, and good luck to all of our Paladins. That's it for sports this week. Carly, back to you.
Thanks, Kaylee. Here's hoping the Dins can shake off their loss to ETSU this week and beat Chattanooga on Saturday. But for some fun for the rest of us, FUSUP held a Jams and Jammies event this week. It was a big hit ranging from performances from the Futones in several solo acts and bands. If there's anything we know for sure, it's that Furman is full of talented students. That does it for this episode of the Nightly News. I'm Carly Hart. Have a great rest of your weekend, everyone.